Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
What's up?
Hey, y'all, it's your girl, Cheryl Underwood, and you're tuned into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5.
You got makeup on your face.
Where? From you?
Oh, shit, no.
Hey, what's the deal, guys? We got that. That's what happened when you've been on that show a year. Don't forget it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What is the deal, beautiful people? It is your favorite prescriber, Miss Love Doctor. I am pushing love like weight. And this is where love meets beauty. My co-host. She's stuck over here.
Beauty on the beat.
She's stuck over here. Yeah, so we here on the sexiest, spiciest, hottest station on the planet, Hot 702.5. Are y'all ready to talk some love? So, thank you for tuning in. And if no one has told you, I decided that we'll do this year, because if nobody has told you, because some people aren't being told that they're being loved often or often enough. Mm-hmm. And that's adults or children. You know, we just want to let y'all know we love y'all.
We love y'all.
So what's up, friend? How you doing?
Hey, go on, Jones. You know what? It's a great day. Today is my niece's 22nd birthday. Okay. Shout out, happy birthday, Sana.
Deuce, double two.
I know.
You remember what you was doing at 22?
Woo, yes, underneath a boy, just like she is. That's why I'm like, I can't.
Sheesh.
Like,
22.
I was trying to get married.
22. Ooh, what was I doing?
I was pregnant.
Oh, let me think. So hey. Was Lil Jon out? Because I feel like we was in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I feel like we was in Atlanta. It was either 22 or 23. But we was in Atlanta. We was hitting it from the windows to the walls.
To the sweat strap down there and drunk. Yeah,
we had a lot of fun. Lot of fun.
Yes.
But, all right, well, today.
Well, how was your week? How are you doing?
Girl,
she likes to always.
I really feel like my weeks be blending together. Like, I'm like, what did I do this week? Because I feel like I didn't do nothing this week. But I definitely remembered as I was getting dressed that we are now 1 year and one show in. So 1 year, one show in. And if you guys didn't tune in last week, we aired live from Sister Kim's kitchen.
That was great.
And it was just a vibe. You know, we had a live audience. I was actually asked, when are we going to do that again?
Aww.
By somebody who, you know, that I kind of look up to. So that was kind of nice to hear.
Okay.
But definitely was like, so when are you guys going to do, y'all need to do another one of those. So, but yeah, that was, I feel like we were on a high for like a week.
Oh my God.
But we were busy. We were getting things together. My house is a mess. Like, it was stuff everywhere. But we was working till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, sometime one night, 5 in the morning. Mm-hmm. But when you guys get stuff done, you got to get stuff done. When you got to get stuff done and you have a full-time job and you have a family and you have kids and you have sometimes late nights is the sacrifice.
The sacrifice.
Hey, I am okay with that.
Me too.
So I definitely think like we celebrated. And I was like, because we don't really try to go, well, I don't really try to go out and spend money. I'm like, let me go back and look how much we celebrated. Because even though it probably was like $20, $30 here, $20, $40, $50, $70 there. You know what I'm saying? Because first thing I saw when I looked at my bank statement was 2 charges for the echelon. I'm like, we were there.
We were there.
We were there.
We were there. I'm like, oh, shit.
I was like, what? Okay, so that was around. And then that was around.
I'm like, damn, we were there. Damn, we did that. Oh, we was outside.
We was on the move. We were, Bossy Lee had me come out and be a host at her very first Taco Tuesday or Tasty Tuesdays at Cork and Thorn. So that was nice. We was outside for that.
Late. Okay.
We was outside. But it was, and it wasn't even about being outside. It was just, we were just vibing and basking in the moment of how we was feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. Like, I don't know if people can tap into the true feeling of, like,
accomplishing, like something.
Yeah. And you know,
like
not accomplishing something, but I mean for you.
For me, it was. Because I haven't been able to, like, stick to something. I always veer. Mm-hmm. I never stay consistent.
Okay.
So this was very consistent for me. And
you
then
said that, yeah.
Even in my growth, like, wow, man, it's like you've done all these things. Mm-hmm. Marquita, I knew when God said to me, because again, to come to Vegas, that I had to ask him, like, if that is a place for me to be and for me to grow, let it be. And when it was, and then I've seen the progression of just myself and my family and our growth, it's like, bro, 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, let me stop thinking about what I haven't accomplished yet. The things, the negative things that I will keep forefront. I have to learn how to put the gratefulness to the front and work on the stuff that I still want to work on and have more grace for myself with that. So I learned that on this show, so thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Look. Oh, but yeah, I get it. Like, I don't know. I think it was just so surreal for me because, I don't know, like, I don't know. You just count your blessings.
You
just
manifested this.
Being grateful. I think that's what it is. It was just a whole new level of gratitude to see something. Like you said, like, to see it. Mm-hmm. And it was just, I don't know, the way it happened. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it was a busy week. I've been on the move, like, all week. I'm like, I need a cleaning person or something to get me.
Yes, anybody looking,
to deep clean and then give me a head.
I got a few people. What, my bad. She always promote me. I will definitely send her information your way.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, for sure. So I want to share this, but before we get started on the show, we got to show some love to the sponsors. We have Keys Royalty House of Love, and the house where love is the key, repairing, restoring, and rebuilding love from within. So I know a lot of people be like, well, you the love doctor, hook me up. Mm-hmm. I'll hook you up, all right, with yourself. Essential relationship coaching is reestablishing the foundation of love to reconstruct. And we got Keys Do Love Mommy's nonprofit organization. Yay! We will introduce that soon. We're creating a village of healthy parents, empowering healthy children is the key. And then we definitely got Always Staying on Beat with hair and makeup with Beauty on the Beat.
Yes.
All right, so guys, be sure to comment, love, share.
Please.
If you want to call in 702. Oh yes, vote.
Vote.
I forgot all about that. I need to go vote today too. So we have also, after 1 year, been nominated for Best Radio Station with the America's Cannabis Awards Festival. So if you go there, we're under the Entertainment and Events tab, and you guys can vote for us. So that'll be like super, super tight.
You can vote every day.
And you can vote every day into the deadline.
Today, hopefully you can do it tomorrow. Just think about your girl.
Vote for us. Yes. Why not? I mean, and if you have a reason, why not tell us? So call in 702-551-5261. This is a safe space. Be honest and respect yourself. That's all we ask. So today we are talking about generational health.
Man.
We often talk about breaking generational curses. We talk about building generational wealth, but it's the breaking of generational anything for me is super, super important because it's too much. It's too much. The residual is too much. It's right there. It's in your face. The audacity and all of that is like, what's up?
Yeah.
Here's the results, and you are it.
Man.
So I know that we talk about the wealth more than anything else, but how often are we talking about breaking and building generational health?
Not often at all. Because I can tell you just with doing the show, I'm like, shit, I ain't asked my mama, my daddy, nothing about my past history, nothing. So it's like, Well, how do you know how to take care of yourself? How do you I had a breakthrough just doing this show. And it kind of like, I was like tearing up and shit. Like just thinking about like why I don't have that information.
Yeah.
Because the same thing of the trauma that I don't want to pass down to my kids, my health, the way, diabetes and other things like that runs in our family.
Yeah.
So did I talk to my sons about that? Am I paying attention to their bodies when they say, "Oh, my stomach is hurting," or "Oh, this," or "Oh, that"? Because I'm not the type of person that go to the doctor. I will never claim that I am. I just haven't been that girl. And I don't know if it was my grandparents or my mom. You know how like black families, they be like, if your stomach ain't hurting, you good.
Yes.
Like you
that
good.
Is woo.
So like I ain't never really felt like
whoa.
And then with all of the stuff that they show us how doctors do and what they give us, I'd be like, why would I want to go there? Why would I want to go to somewhere where they don't protect me?
That's crazy. That's crazy you said that. Like that whole, like, you're a hypochondriac thing. Trigger. No, seriously.
But like,
because it's like, oh, you're fine, so you're good. Now you may have something that, like, let's just say you get a cyst on the bottom of your foot, never gets taken care of or something like that, Like, I have one. I'm trying to figure out, like, I don't know, where is it?
So where'd it go?
Where is it? I think about it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, where the hell is it at?
Yeah.
But, it is very interesting, the fact of that. It's not often talked about on the simple fact of the longevity of life. I think that when you're younger, they're like, brush your teeth, floss your teeth,
clean your body. Like, that's it. It's not
take
really,
a bath,
yeah.
can't be funky, clean your room. You know what I'm saying? But why are you teaching them how to properly brush? Are you showing them how to floss to make sure that they don't get cavities or allowing things to sit in between their teeth for too long? You know what I'm saying?
Or even taking them to the dentist. You know how many parents? My parents never took me to the dentist. Like, you didn't have that. That was a luxury, bro. If you had something happen to your mouth, then you would have to go.
It's an emergency.
Yeah, but that's it. It was like we had other things that we had to do, and it's like, well, I don't have money for that. I don't have money to.
It wasn't prioritized.
Not at all. Braces. Both of my kids have braces. That 12 racks that you have to spend in order. I'm like, that's an investment, but that's an investment in their mouths.
It's an investment. Yeah, hell yes.
Bro, and I'm like, when I see my son about to get his off, it's like, bro, I seen the before and the after. Like, what if I didn't help that?
It made a difference.
Bro, a big difference.
It made a difference, huh?
I make them go to the doctor because, again, that's the generational health that I want to give them. But I got to also help them learn to listen to their body, but I got to show them as well.
That's huge. Because you already know the parents is the first teacher. Like, well, we didn't go to the doctor growing up. My mom was fine or whatever. But the thing about, I want to say these kids now, I feel like they see more, so they know a little bit more. So therefore, they kind of pick up options to be, well, I don't really want to eat that, or I don't want to eat that. Like, you see kids more like health conscious. I have anyway, even your son for sure. Like, he be,
MJ,
I'm like, what
real.
you making over there again? What is that? What you putting in it though? And he'd be like, oh, little couscous and all this different shit.
Quinoa, like, and you know what? When they were kids and they had to go to the doctor, I would be like, I was like, well, they got to take your blood. They got to put this in. You got to get a shot. They putting, and even though I didn't know what the hell they was putting in our kids, now that I'm learning a little bit more, I'm telling them they put ninjas in you. Okay, they trying to fight all of the bad things that's coming in your body. This is what it's for.
Yeah.
So when I would tell them about eating vegetables and what it gives you energy for, like, I would find creative ways to make them interested in eating good stuff.
Yeah.
Like things that I wouldn't necessarily want to eat, but I know that they needed it. Even though I was going to McDonald's all the goddamn time, I didn't let them.
Yeah.
It was just like, and that's how my grandma kind of raised me as well. She didn't care if I liked the food that was in this. That's why I was skinny until I did not live with her no more.
You was like, that's out.
Yes, she made you go outside. She made you be, like you're not going to, even though she was overweight, she like, you're not going to, I'm not giving this to you.
So she made y'all go outside and play?
She made us go outside and play or clean or whatever, like it was.
I was about to say, y'all didn't want to go outside and play?
No. I mean, we did, but we didn't really go outside and play. She made us do work outside.
Okay. Like, let's clear that up.
Let me clear that
up.
Like,
yeah. We used to wait to go outside.
We had to do work outside. We had to physically, cleaning on Saturdays and cleaning. Like, we were working out doing that.
Well, yeah, housework is still considered. It's physical movement.
Hell yeah. It's the wax on, wax off mentality, bro.
Arms big as
Tina Turner arms. I was like,
big as fuck. So we gonna go ahead and define this because, baby, generational is relating to or characteristics of all the people born and living at about the same time regarded and collectively. Relating to the different generations of a particular family.
Okay. I mean, that's broad, but that makes sense.
It says relating to or characteristics of all the people born and living at, even though they say at about the same time regarded of collectively, I took that part out and it people born collectively.
In one group, in one family.
And then health is the state of being free from illness or injury.
Oh, so that's, you're healthy if you don't have those.
You picking up what I'm putting down.
Wow.
So basically being free of illness or injury, mental or physical condition relating to all the people born and living collectively. That's how I put those words together.
Well, yeah, I'm not healthy then. Shit, that's crazy.
Free of illness or injury. So if we talk about generational curses, understanding that creates an effect on our generational health and wealth. Do you get what I'm saying? So to be free of that, and it's on the condition relating to the people born and living collectively. Wow. Even though we know this, but it's just like when you break it down, it's like the audacity. It's right there.
Yeah. And it's a collective. It's a group. It's a group of people. It's us. And when I was looking up the stuff that it said, I'm like, damn, I didn't see not one all I saw was minorities. That's it.
I don't know. Yeah, because we don't often even speak of the space of like when you're younger, like that's why I was saying the longevity of life. Like let's talk about like what we're going to do to make sure that we live a long life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nobody's thinking about that. And I think that's what comes with how we spend our money as well. We like, fuck this shit. We don't know if we here today or tomorrow. This money ain't going with me, so I'm gonna ride it how I want to ride it.
But I mean, I think about it in the sense of like we don't know when we're younger, right? That's great. And then, adversaries that were already put in there. So that's a thing. But then it's like the older you get, the more you know and the more you learn it. But what are you changing, right? So we all know, and there's no shade against McDonald's. The only shade against you is make that shit real again. You know that it's not healthy for people. And that's just my opinion. And you know it's not good for you, but just because they have the bright golden arches, which we know psychologically that bright colors is what attracts young kids to it. So they got them arches everywhere. You still stop and get them a piece of them fake ass nuggets and fake fries. And what is it doing to their little guts?
I know, and that's what's happening when we talk about, the different health causes with kids. The obesity, but it's also a whole nother, we're more busy. There's not two people in there that can cook healthy meals or like I'm not saying that is a reason. I'm just saying that those are issues that stem from the fast foodness of it, because people, I know that I can't afford fast food for my whole fucking family no more. Fast food is it's hella expensive. If I was to take my family of 5 to McDonald's for one, that's already $100.
$20 a piece. That's crazy as hell. This
so
ain't
me,
fine dining.
That's why I said, I make sure that my kids have shit at the house for them to make for them. I said, if me and my husband want to scoot off and eat us something that we know we like or we enjoy, cool. I do it sometimes. But for the most part, they know how to cook for themselves. And they like the healthier stuff anyway.
Now that they're older.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get that. But even if you do have to stop and you have to do something, I think it really comes down to the fact of making sacrifice. Like we were just saying, like it just depends on what you want to do and how you're looking at your child's life long term, how you're looking at your life long term. So it kind of makes sense when you see people in their 40s and their 50s and they handling life completely different. Like, hell no, I'm not doing this. Nope, I'm not doing that. I'm starting to eat better. I'm starting because then you start realizing like I have been treating my body like shit.
Yeah. I had to have that talk. We talk about accountability. I'm like, bitch, you
I had
are
to
wild.
apologize to my body. I had to have a whole conversation with myself, like legs. You know what I'm saying? Like seriously, because now it's like going forward, like you don't want to have a life of surgeries and heart attack, stroke. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want that. So it's like you used to have to re-examine and realize, what have I been doing wrong to understand what I need to do right?
That's exactly what I was having the epiphany at home writing this stuff. Like legit, I had to cry a little bit. Because I was like, I'm so conditioned not to pay attention to myself. So what happened? You have to ask, what happened? What caused that? So then it brought me to, my trauma that I've already shared before. So maybe at a young age, I didn't understand that. And I put myself, how do you, like if you numb yourself and you don't want to know how the pain that is affecting you, you just
mask it.
But it's not even the mask. Like you don't feel it anymore.
Like numbing.
So I feel like I never paid attention to it because at such a young age I numbed it.
Or you thought. Thought.
But no, I don't pay attention to my pain. Like me
in your body.
In my body. Like my body is never been mine.
Wow, that's deep.
I'm trying to learn how to figure her out. Figure my okay, well, what is this feeling? Well, let me not self-diagnose because I'm a big person.
You can do
what
you want to do.
No, but I don't want. Again, when you learn and you know better, you want to do better.
Yeah.
So me knowing that, it's like, okay, well, what are some things that I can do? Even if these are symptoms of things that I don't necessarily want to have, bitch, what can you do?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah, because even though, like you said, it depends on how you want to take care of your body. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times you can have these things even if you don't understand what's going on with it. The going to the doctor can allow you to at least know, and then you can do your own research and kind of figure out what are all the alternatives for said thing besides this one thing that is being given to you. So I've been watching Harlem. That shit is hilarious.
I haven't watched it yet, but I want to.
Hilarious, but there is a portion in there where what's the character's name? Ty. She's like feeling a little pain or whatever. Then she passes out on the train.
Yeah.
And then they like, how do you pass out? He's like, yeah, the Ain't Flo is just doing her thing, like just diminishing her pain, telling her that it's not what it is. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, how the fuck you gonna talk about somebody's Ain't Flo when you don't even know what that means? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, she didn't know that she had options because they never gave her an option. He was like, yeah, you gotta get a hysterectomy and you need to get that scheduled as soon as you need to get that scheduled. And they like, wait a minute. You just told me what this is. You telling me that this is what we got to do and this is the only option? Never set her down, never talked to her, never, you know what I mean? And that is something that, if we're going to talk about generational health, is a real thing, and that generational health itself is a term that describes how our ancestors' health affects our own health now, right?
Yeah.
Which it will turn and affect the health of the future generations.
Yeah.
It's not something that we can get away from, and if we don't allow the space to understand our history fully, to understand the present, then how can we rebuild or build the future,
Yep.
So families that have been historically marginalized or disenfranchised are likely to have a higher risk of health issues. Systemic racism has denied families of colors access to better health care, created adversaries and healthier ways of living, such as neighborhoods far removed from the sources of the pollution and bad sources of food. We definitely know that I was going to go back to consumption. You know what I'm saying? And although diseases and things like that are inherited or are greater likelihood of getting your disease if a family member has had it, from either parent. You know what I'm saying? But I hate the fact that in this instance, we do have to speak on the woman, you know? So to be healthy and pregnant is very relevant to generational health. Because if you're not healthy pre, during, and post pregnancy, there is a very high chance that the youth could also have said illnesses, you know, or differently, you know, depending on the environment that they're raised in. So according to an article, then I wrote according to an article because at that moment I was reading the article, but then I thought about it, like, I'm like, several books that I've read, there's proof in the pudding. I might be a little bit a statistic of it, you know. Well, a wealth of research now supports that the notion that maternal well-being before, during, and after pregnancy has a substantial long-term health effects for children.
Wow.
Children born to mothers with high levels of stress hormones during pregnancy are more likely to become addicted to nicotine as adults. Offsprings of mothers who smoke have a higher rate of obesity and poorer cardiovascular health in decades later. Pregnant women who have struggled with mental illness before pregnancy have more childbirth complications, including low birth weight babies and stillborns.
Wow. So you're, again, when I told you I had this conversation with my coach, that makes sense. How is that?
How is what?
How, again, that's why I said our bodies as women, we are magnificent.
I was listening to a song and she said, I give souls and spirits a body. I was like, damn.
That says a lot.
That's powerful. That's
is
powerful. The men give it life, and we give it a body. Wow.
That gave me chills.
Yeah.
I just think that is just it. So the way that we are treated, women, I don't care, black, white, mixed, whatever. We cannot, our society will not succeed if we are not healthy in all aspects.
Well, we see that. We're seeing it. We're seeing
Bro,
it right now. Like, you can see it right now.
Yes.
Humans is wilding all over the world. Just wilding the fuck out. Every time I peek at the news, I be like, holy shit. People are wilding. Because there's a lot of unhealthy humans out here. And that shit is real. You know what I'm saying? So some of the issues generationally that we could either, you know, foresee or, you know, deal with or have heard of is Alzheimer's disease. It says 1 in 3 seniors die with Alzheimer's or another dementia. It kills more than breast cancer and prostate cancer combined.
Wow.
So it would behoove us to look at what causes Alzheimer's. How can you try to avoid it? Like, what can you do to be preventative? You know what I'm saying? More than 6 million have it now, and by 2050, it's projected to be 13 million. The lifetime risk of Alzheimer's at the age of 45 is 1 in 5 for women and 1 in 10 for men. In 2022, an unpaid caregiver. Here's the thing. Listen to what I'm saying fully. In 2022, that was last year, a couple months ago, unpaid caregivers provided an estimated 18 billion hours of care valued at $33.9 billion. How the fuck do y'all know that? So you know that these people need the help because you have the hours calculated.
Yeah.
Of how much you would have had to pay someone. It clearly says unpaid caregivers. That means mothers, fathers, daughters, grandchildren. You know what I'm saying? Helping out their grandmamas or whatever. Everybody's switching off like families should do. Everybody's switching off with the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Taking care of mama. You know what I'm saying? But you know that it was this many unpaid hours.
Unpaid, yeah.
That's crazy as hell.
And
when I read that, I said, the audacity. So then, you know, we got the big one, diabetes. And then according to the Center of Disease Control, 11.3% of the U.S. population has diabetes.
Hey, when I looked into that and the risk factors and the stuff like that, that stuff was crazy to me.
It is crazy because it says while 38% has pre-diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got arthritis, cancer, dementia, heart disease, multiple sclerosis. It's a whole lot of stuff that we could have put on this list. But I think the point of the show is empowerment.
Yes.
Knowledge is key. You know what I'm saying? And
knowledge is key.
you know, and I always think about this guy who told me, you either know more or know more. And it took me a minute to really let that sink in, and I'm like, you know what? So knowledge is power, you know what I mean? And awareness of these factors, you can empower you to make the best decisions for you and your family. And I know for a fact that we're taught to like trust doctors, and I'm not saying don't trust the doctor, but you have to listen to your body, right? And historic shows, especially in the African American community, we are treated slightly different due to how they were taught. It's generational for them too. You know what I mean? It's almost like why you can have a little bit of grace for them because this is what they were taught.
Yeah.
This is passed down. You know, like they seem to believe that black people, i.e. more so black women, we are built to take more pain than anybody else. Even our black men feel that way. Y'all handle it better than us. We have the same type of heart you do. Like, you should not inflict any type of pain that you don't want onto yourself, and that goes for doctors.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I've had to fire a doctor literally on the spot. She never even did put the stethoscope on my heart, breathe, take a deep breath in, nothing, never did nothing, stood by the door and diagnosed me.
What?
Obesity.
Oh, so I see that this is what's going on.
No,
right?
she didn't flip nothing. She didn't flip nothing. She didn't do nothing. She looked at me. She looked me up and down and made her own assumption of what was going on. Never checked me. Never checked me. So when the nurse came back in, I was like, was she supposed? I don't think that was considered a doctor's appointment, and I need to make another one. They gave me back my copayment and everything. That's when I learned you got to stand in your power. You have to. Every time you go see them, that's money in their pocket. Every time they fill a prescription, that's money in their pocket.
Yes.
So you have to hold them just as accountable as yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, although we have so many adversaries set before us, we can't give up. We got to discuss topics that are near and dear to us.
Yep.
So I thought it would be best that, like, if you looked up something that is near and dear to you, and then I'll look up something that's near and dear to me. So, and in that case, we can provide some suggestions on how we can start with us.
Yeah.
How we can do things differently, and then help and empower somebody else to do differently that might be dealing with the same thing.
Yes.
So, what do you think that would be beneficial to the community? Because a lot of people probably deal with it, but it's something that's actually near and dear to you.
Yes. So for me, I was looking up diabetes because it affected both sides of my family.
Right.
You know, being a diabetic, you know. So knowing that my grandmother passed away at 54 for what was it? It was called like metabolic deficiency.
Okay.
And then my grandpa died at 34 for juvenile diabetes because he didn't take care of himself. So knowing those, I'm like, I haven't even asked the question. So when I found out there was types, right? So you have type 1.
Wait. So you found out later on in life this is what they died for, or you found out young in life?
No, I found out later, like, you know, probably like when my grandma passed.
Okay.
So
and, but you saying at that time you still didn't like, let me ask about it, let me find out.
I didn't even like think to look into it. Think of like the symptoms that you would have, because if I feel like I have some of those symptoms, I'm like, well, shoot.
Clearly I got it.
Yeah. You know, so I don't like to I don't want to put the stuff in my head, because then I'll fixate on it, and then I'll be like, I got it. But then I don't do anything to change it or go and do anything. So it's just like, oh, okay, well, I know it, but I don't want to acknowledge it or recognize it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like when my mom was talking to me about it last night, and she was like, well, I don't put those things in my mind like that. Like, it's too traumatic for me. I'm like, so you don't think about, like, you know, like, well, what you're suffering through or what me and then my child could? She's like, no. It was really hard for me. Like, I went outside and somebody died. Like, things like that, health things are scary to me. So I choose not to talk about it.
So you think that's where you got it from?
Mm-hmm.
Last night, Mama just
I was like, what?
helped you out.
Yeah. Because it'd be
It's like when you learn stuff like that, it's like, damn, I didn't realize I was doing that because you do that.
Even so, knowing that, so now I'm like, okay, well, I was looking it up to make sure, so I found out that there are 2 different types. Well, there's, several types. If you're pregnant, that's gestational is it? don't that's how I say it, okay?
Look at the word.
No, I know it. I can't say it.
What is it? Just whatever.
Gestational.
Say it how you say it.
Gestational.
Gestational what?
Gestational diabetes. That's when you're pregnant, okay? Yeah.
Let me see. You can say it how you want to say it. Then show me later. I'm like, okay.
Gestational. Gestational.
True. Alicia said that's it. You saying it right.
I'm saying it right. Thank you. So that's normally when you are pregnant, and like when you have to drink that nasty sugar water or sugar drink that is so bad. Okay, and you got to sit there for 3 hours. Okay, the sacrifices we make. Okay, Lord Jesus. Okay, so if you had 3 kids, you had to do that 3 fucking times. 3 hours, it ain't that bad, but the drink itself is nasty.
You have to drink it every time you're pregnant?
Yes.
Why?
Because you have to know if your body is producing too many of the blood cells, like too many sugar stuff. Okay, because I still don't know everything about it. I just know, like, the way that they said it, it was like they have to make sure. So
they're checking the diabetic levels to make sure that your sugar isn't too high or too low.
Yes.
He's producing enough insulin.
Oh, yeah, because our body produces its own insulin.
Okay. What's the other one?
So then there is type 1. So type 1 is more for when you are young. So it's like a family history. So if your mom, your siblings have it, you could have it. It's much higher in children, teens, and young adults. So that's type 1. And then type 2 is you can get it at any time in life. And that's what my mom has is type 2. But my grandma had type 2. My grandpa had type 1. So that means on both sides, on my mom's side alone, 2 people, I think that's the odds are strong for if it don't come to me, it may come to my kids or their kids.
Unless they're using preventative.
Yes. And I'm a good thing that my son MJ is like the
He's like a health guru.
Oh my God! He's like, Mom, you gotta make sure your metabolic deficiencies, and you gotta make sure that you like your glycolic deficient. Like, I'm like, okay, son.
He be on it.
I need some whey protein.
When I be around him, I watch him because he's smart. You can tell, like, the way he move. I'm like, mm-hmm.
And he loves going to the gym.
Yeah.
He's like, Mom, it's not a want, it's a need.
It's a need, yeah, the physical activity, right? So, when you were talking, I was, like, thinking, like, why didn't I go with breast cancer? Because I used to do all kinds of research on breast cancer.
Mm-hmm. You probably could still just talk about it now because you know all of the information.
Yeah, but I'm going to stay on track.
Okay.
Because that one, of course, my grandmother, she fought breast cancer. Like, she was a fighter. She was a rider. Because she beat it not once, not twice, but 3 times. So when it came back again, it was different. So, but yeah, listen, I was looking up all kinds. I used to be like, Grandma, you want to smoke some weed? She'd be like, no. I'm like, who can help me make this weed tea for my grandmama? Mm-hmm. But anyway, I picked hypertension. Mm-hmm. Even though when I was thinking about it, I feel like it kind of deserves its own show.
Oh, wow.
Since this is something that a lot of us silently are being attacked by due to not feeling or understanding the symptoms.
Yeah.
So, I was like, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Hypertension, a.k.a. is high blood pressure. We know that one is deep in our community. Mm-hmm. And this is when the pressure in your blood vessels is too high, and usually 140/90 or higher. It's common, but it can be serious if it's not treated. And high blood pressure, it estimates 1.28 billion adults aged 30 through 79 worldwide have hypertension.
Damn.
Hypertension is a major cause of premature death worldwide. An estimate of 46% of adults with hypertension are unaware that they even have the condition. You know what I'm saying? So, less than half of the adults, 42%, with hypertension are diagnosed and treated, but approximately 1 in 5 adults, which is 21%, have a hypertension, and they kind of have it under control. That's a lot of people.
But so how do you get hypertension?
Okay, so hypertension is high blood pressure. I'll give you some different ways, right?
Okay.
So let's see. You definitely, the number one thing is smoking.
Oh.
Smoking causes high blood pressure. So what's going on when you have high blood pressure? It's the pressure in between your blood vessels.
Oh.
And you don't want one to be higher than the other, which means that the blood is not flowing properly. So your heart has 2 valves, and it's pumping at all times. One is pumping in, one is pumping out. But if one of them is higher than the other, then one is doing more work.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm explaining that.
No, that makes sense. Because I'm over here, like, in my mind, thinking of osmosis, Joan.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, that's in my mind. That's what I'm thinking. Like, okay.
Yeah. So, another way you can get it is drinking.
If you drink a lot or if you just drink?
More likely if you drink a lot, but if you drink often,
okay,
it definitely can add to it. And when I was thinking about that, I was like, just think about the fact that both of those are introduced to our community at a very young age.
Mm-hmm.
So you start drinking when you're 13, 14. A lot of people who smoke cigarettes, they've been smoking since they was, 13, 14, 16, 19, 20. That's still a lot of years if you're 40 and 50.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I'm glad
so
I did not like
hypertension has been creeping along all this time.
But it's been passed down because you remember when they allowed us to get drunk on Sundays. It's been...
Who, the slave owners?
Mm-hmm.
It was Saturday. It was Saturday night so they can be hungover on Sunday so they can be back to work for Monday.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm just saying, like, that's already coming to us.
It's been introduced at a very young age. Because if you really think about it, they knew what that would do a long-ass fucking time ago. A long time ago. So, hence, take out the skating rinks. Take out the basketball courts. Make the community center shit. Don't put a lot of funding in there. But throw in there 15 liquor stores and 2 gun shops.
Yeah, you remember we played that ghetto Monopoly?
I hated it. I couldn't even believe I bought that. That's crazy as hell.
Yep.
I was like, now why would I buy this stupid ass shit? So some of the symptoms is a very high pressure can cause headaches, blurred vision, chest pain, and other symptoms. If it's not treated, it could cause other health conditions, of course, which is cardiovascular disease, heart disease, or stroke, diabetes, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, and chronic kidney disease. So ways that you could treat it is a lifestyle change. Everybody talks about a lifestyle change, but I think that it's important when you talk to people about them having a lifestyle change, you have to talk about what it looks like to them.
Yeah.
You can't be like, you need to do this and you need to change that and you need to eat like this and it will never work if the person can't see how they can really realistically make these adjustments. You know what I mean? So telling them what they need to do probably will never work. So helping them understand, like, okay, maybe talking to a person about, like, what are you already doing?
Yeah.
Like, let's lay that out.
Yeah.
Let's do this for ourselves.
So
we're going to challenge ourselves.
Right.
Let's look at what we're already doing, and then we can lay it out, and then we look at what we're doing, and we can pull out what we want to change and figure out what we want to put in.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though I did it, but I got to head up.
Well, no, I know. Well,
I didn't even think that's what I did until I just said that. But, so, you definitely got to go ahead.
Well, today, when we were talking about it, I told my husband, because they are going to the gym now. For me, I'm not a gym person. So, I need to get out and walk. Because of the weight loss surgery that I already have, I know that if I reactivate my pouch, meaning eating the right foods, okay, for my stomach type, and walking will prevent me from some of the blurred visions that I have been seeing. some of the, the symptoms for diabetes had like, high urination, blurred vision, itchy skin. I would wonder why every time I took, I have scratches everywhere because I'm itching. My kids do the same thing, so I don't know if it's or anything, but I'm like, okay, well now I have to go and get at least checked out to see, because it's a lot. And I'm trying to see why I can't really see too well, even though I have 20/20 vision. What's going on?
Or do you? You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
you're getting older.
I know.
You're getting older. But
so those are the things that I'm trying to implement, is putting more healthier foods in my house, starting to walk, jump roping because I enjoy it. So I'm starting small. I want to do, and then I don't even drink sodas anymore, or I drink it very less than I was. So those were the decisions and changes that I was trying to do to implement.
I'll tell mine at the end. So let me finish with how to kind of counter hypertension.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad.
You good. You good. I'm just waiting, I'm right here. Okay. Definitely drinking is a heavy hitter. I think people don't really realize that. But if you think about it, how you feel when you have a hangover and things like that, eating healthier is definitely one. Sitting less, lower salt, and smaller portions. But physical activity is probably the biggest one, because you need to literally get up and move your body around. We as adults, we get to a place where we forgot to be silly, or we don't jump around with the kids, or we ain't out running and playing tag or whatever. You know what I mean? Just being goofy or getting up and dancing. That's why I think that's the part of me that wants to get into the TikTok groove, because I love to dance. So I'm but it's me getting in front of the camera and actually doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we got to definitely move our body around, be more physically active. And that does include walking, running, swimming, dancing. And then you can do a little strength building too, lifting weights. But you don't have to lift heavy weights. You can lift light weights and heavy reps. So it study says that you get at least 150 minutes per week of moderate intensity aerobic activities.
Okay.
So 150 hours a week. We'll have to break that down for the week. And then you can do 75 minutes a week of vigorous aerobic activities. If you don't want to do 150, you could do it a little bit harder. Okay. So you could do a mild workout for 150, or you could do
So a mild workout would be me walking. So me walking.
Yes.
Do that.
Vigorous is you walking fast.
Yeah. Okay.
You
or running, sprint,
picking up the pace.
Okay.
Yes, picking up the pace. And then, or you can do strength building for two to more days out the week.
Okay.
So just implementing some small things in there where let me intentionally get my ass up off this couch. You know what I'm saying? So with all of that above, of course, weight loss, it says lose weight. But if you do all that shit up there, then you might see yourself losing a little bit of weight. You know what I'm saying? It probably will happen. So, I had to add in there, and I think it's very, very important, is deep breathing.
Yes, and a lot of people breathe out their mouth, and I'm that one. I don't be
it's you have to be intentional about taking those breaths. You have to filter out the oxygen out of your body so that the clean oxygen
that needs
come
to be
in.
Taught, bro. Nobody is teaching us these
I feel
things.
I don't know if they don't teach you, but it definitely needs to be reminded. So the crazy part is, it's a little bit of true facts about me, but I realized that with the weight gain that I had, I wasn't breathing properly with my core. So therefore, no, I'm not engaged in my core, and you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, once I start to pay attention to how I was breathing, my memory started to increase.
Oh.
So all along, I'm saying, why am I forgetting stuff like this? There's not enough oxygen getting to my brain on a daily basis.
Okay.
I had to you have to intentionally do that. So with that, it lowers stress. It lowers your anxiety and things like that. And then hugs. Don't forget about good old hugs. Hugs cure so many things. They're very, very important. And it all of that goes into your healing. But if you know that your mental space is not good, work on that, and then that still adds to your generational health anyway. You know, so I definitely wanted to get into a few things that we were personally doing. I know you kind of already said yours.
Sorry, mama.
It's going
Because it seemed like that's what she was going. I was like, okay, we starting now. Okay, go.
No.
Okay. What you
I
doing,
was just
friend?
saying, I was saying we can make that up. Like,
Yeah.
I was giving a suggestion to other people, but I'm like, if I'm going to give it to them, I could do it for myself.
Yes.
So I'm really going to lay out what I'm currently doing on a day-to-day basis and try to pull out things and put in things that I need to be more intentional. But I think that I've kind of started that a little bit because I'm starting to pay attention to my body more. That's why I was like, when you see people in their 40s, they're like, damn, girl, you looking the best you ever. Like, because you start to realize, first of all, life is going on the other side of the hill.
Man, that's exactly.
So it's like, you better get yourself. I'm about to say, you better lay low, but you better get yourself together. But you put on there oral health, too, and sleeping.
Yes.
For you.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that I take care of that, you know, all of the, after the weight loss surgery, your calcium and your different deficiencies that you have. I never took vitamins at all. None of them since day one. So teeth are like falling off because of that.
Of the surgery.
Of the decay that comes in the body from the deficiencies that I'm not willing to put in my body.
That you need to add that to your list.
Yeah.
A vitamin regimen. Like ASAP Rocky.
I think I'm going to try to do liquid because the pills don't always work for me.
Melt them like I do.
She do have this nice little concoction.
I put my vitamins in my tea. So delicious.
But what are the things that you're doing?
I think understanding my generational health history, including my mental and physical health. So learning and correcting like any toxic behavior that I may have that I got from my mama, my daddy, you know, my cousins or whoever, you know, like generational, like things that you picked up that you didn't even really realize, you know, that you picked up. Due to the fact that nobody necessarily tells you that, I'm learning to be nicer to myself. And realizing that I come from a lineage of powerful ancestors. So why wouldn't I understand what my power is? Why wouldn't I understand what I can do, what I came set here to do? Like, I don't know what their story was because I'm pretty sure they had adversaries put against them, which created the ones that were put against me. But it's okay to change that, you know? And breaking generational curses for me in like multiple different ways, like many different ways. We don't even have to get into them because I think everybody has their own, you know, way they're trying to break their generational curse within their family, and giving my body a break from unhealthy things, like realizing that I'm putting unhealthy things in my body, like liquor. I already know that liquor causes kidney, liver, this, that, esophagus cancer and all of this different shit. We know that. But we like, turn up, take a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we took that shot the other day. My stomach was pissed off. I'm talking about an attitude from within. Like, bro, you didn't talk to me about this hot shit you was about to pour down my throat. Pissed. My stomach I was like, damn, my stomach is hot. Oh, my God. It was upset. Like, you know, like it wasn't like hurting, but it was like,
You can feel it.
I was like, maybe this is not good for me. And really quick, I'm going to throw in there forgiving myself, learning how to mend my broken heart because it has pieces that's broken, and getting busy in the community.
Yep.
Putting out the love out there that I think that we all deserve.
Yeah.
So I want to thank y'all for tuning in really
What you
quick.
got?
We
Good.
got Stomp this weekend with the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. They're having Standing Together Opposing Misuse of Power this Saturday at 11 a.m. for the Mars versus Women Retreat. You know I like to talk about love. And then we have a singles bowling mixer May 26th at 8 p.m. We are going to be at the Gold Coast. But, you know, this is singles and couples. Y'all can come out too. But June 24th, we're having the basketball game. But a boot things. So this is about to be good. We got some dance teams that's going to come and dance for us. But I want to thank y'all for tuning in and let us know any topics that you guys would like to discuss. What is near and dear to your heart? And we're going to define that thing. Y'all have a good one. We love y'all.
Deuces.
We playing basketball.